Hey, guys, it is your homegirl and life coach, Miss KJnae, and welcome to KJ's Creative Hands Get Your Mind Right podcast 5 o'clock drop. I am so glad to be back on the air with my community and with my supporters and with my listeners. And for those of you that are just coming on as first timers listening in, I so want to welcome you in, and I hope that you enjoy yourself and you fit right in. For those of you that have jumped in like Double Dutch the last few seasons that we had before I went off the air for a moment, I so appreciate you. And for those that have been rocking with me since day one, you already know what it is. You know what it is. And I'm just so happy just to be here with you in this space and in this time, because we know that there's so much going on that we need to have a space to be able to come to be able to heal, to be able to laugh, and to be able to discuss some things that we may never have thought that were things that we needed to share, or things that we needed to, get over, or things that we just need to take a deeper look at to get us further in our purpose and achieving our goals. So here we are, a faith-based community, and we talk about the real. So if you're so uppity that you can't handle the truth, then you might want to turn on to another frequency. But if you are ready to heal, if you are ready to be free, if you are ready to really just grow in yourself and in love and in God's purpose and plan for your life, this is exactly where you need to be. Here we deal with different subjects. We deal with self-love. We tap into relationships. We actually talk about family dynamics, dealing with abuse, rejection, and neglect. And most of all, we deal with spiritual empowerment, because we know that we cannot live day to day without the Creator having His hand on our life, around our life, and covering our lives. And so we just want to focus on providing information, tips, and tools, provoking conversations and discussions with others to be able to elevate in our lives and always keep our eyes on the goal. We know that we can always find something to complain about, something to keep us agitated, something to always keep us unfocused. But in this season where God has us, we really want to take the time to really buck your head down, tuck your head in, and really just focus on what God has for us in this season. We are doing great. I see some of you on social media, and the way that you are blossoming into your purpose has been magnificent. And because I've seen and I've been around a lot of you that follow me, to see the growth and to just really look at it is wonderful. To see it in myself, it's amazing. Like I said, I had to take a hiatus for a moment to be able to get some things together. And sometimes when you have to take that time to be with yourself, some people don't understand why you have to tap out. Some people don't understand why you have to detach. Some people don't understand why you can't pick up the phone. Some people don't understand why you can't go out like you were going out. But when you are really focused, and when you really are in a faith walk and trying to get somewhere and really trying to accomplish some things, it takes a lot of work. And it takes having to not be able to, do this and that, or the things that you would really want and desire to do for fun, and really just buckle down and do the work, because it's not easy to heal, and it is definitely a process. And before you can really step into your goals and purpose, you really have to have a self-examination about where you are, the right, the wrong, and the ugly, as well as pat yourself on the back for the things that you are doing well. We can't always look at the things we have to fix. We also have to look at the things that we are accomplishing. And it doesn't have to be big things, major things. Small steps is what gets the job done. The consistency is what gets the job done. The endurance is what gets the job done. And so we are in this space. It is 2024. We have been through so much. We've come through a pandemic, and some of us are still, in honesty, still getting our minds right and together and aligned, even coming after that, because we know nothing is never going to be the same. We're not going back to anything. Everything in this time and this season, we have to create. And so we have to be able to prepare ourselves, prepare our hearts and minds to be able to accomplish and to keep moving forward without letting things deter us. A lot of us are grieving, a lot of us are trying to figure things out, and some of us are still trying to identify who we are and where we are at this point, dealing with healing from trauma, from all kind of different situations, divorce, separation, neglect, just dealing and trying to filter out the negative so we can pour in more positivity. And your circle, as I've stated before and will always state, your circle of support is so important. It's sometimes you have to get new friends and add them in and put old friends on reserve, because sometimes your old friends, they know you so well that they can't even see the newness. They are holding on to what they know of you. And a lot of times you have grown out of that space and people still want to keep you there. And it's not because they don't love you, it's just they can't see anything else until they can see it for themselves. But we don't live for the accolades of other people. When you're really walking in your purpose and when you're really going after your goals, other people's opinion don't matter. We see it on social media and stuff all the time, how people are influencers and content creators, and some of the things that people say and have an opinion about with them is so unnecessary. A lot of times we walk into situations and drama filled issues that really is unnecessary. But when you look at what it provokes you to and what it pushes you to, you can then say, well, maybe that was necessary, because if that did not happen, if that did not go down like that, if those things weren't said, then it wouldn't give me the boost that I need to keep pressing forward. And sometimes we need that. Sometimes God will put in situations that will make things a little chaotic for a moment, so you can be like, that's not for me. I'm gonna have to do something different. We just not gonna keep doing that, because why? I know better, and I want to do better, and I want to be better. So why? I can serve other people. Walking in your purpose is just not about you as a person and what you can gain. We take what we learn, we take what we heal from, and we give that to other people. And that's why it's so important that we get our minds right. And once we get our minds right and walk in liberty and walk in that freedom, we have to work on keeping our minds right every day. Every day. Because I can rest assure you there's going to be something that's going to come up, something that's going to agitate, something that's going to bother, something that's going to hurt. It's all kind of things, mishaps, something that comes in your life that you wasn't even expecting. Because if we could prepare for a lot of things, we wouldn't actually be no good. We wouldn't do nothing. We wouldn't do the work that needs to be done to progress in life if we can always foresee what's to come. So what happens when we really have to get ourselves together and God is really trying to push us into a place of purpose? That's how many of you know it takes a push. When he's really trying to push us into a place of purpose, he will use anything and anybody, any situation. The Lord will come in like a whirlwind and just turn the tables over. He will turn your whole life upside down when you get so caught up in situations and people and you take your eyes off the prize. And it doesn't even have to be outside people. It can be family members. It can be our children. It can be our spouse. If we get so caught up, it can be material things. It can be our car. It can be our hair. It can be our outfits. It can be our money. Because, a lot of us is chasing that bag. But I don't want to chase the bag. I just want to make the money to go in the bag. Because I ain't got time to be chasing in this season. And if I'm going to chase something, it's going to be after my purpose and after my goals. Because when that matches up and my mind, it has clarity, I can achieve anything. I can do anything. I can assist anyone. But if I'm cloudy, if I'm foggy, if life is lifing and I can't see my way, then I cannot, will not try to push other people into something that I have not acquired myself. So when it comes to getting your mind right, sometimes we would forfeit that because it takes a lot, because you have to come into some acceptance and it makes you see you for who you really are. And sometimes because we have different patterns, we have different family dynamics, we grew up in it, this is all we know, we don't know nothing different, or this is just who I am, that can get us in a place where we get so dysfunctional and toxic that we start to bleed out, and then we don't get nothing done. And then the people that are around you that are actually progressing in life, it makes us feel a certain type of way because it makes us look at the mirror of where we're supposed to be. And a lot of times that's where God will have us at. We will have to look at someone that is where we want to be to make us look at ourselves regarding where we are not. And that should actually push us and make us want to do better and to get back and progress past where we've already achieved. Because a lot of times we want to just get back to that place where it was good. But that's not enough in this season. Not when you have purpose. You can't just go back to where that landmark was and you put a pin in it. Because a lot of times after you put a pin in it, the trauma and the drama happens and you still haven't dealt with the issues at hand. It will follow you into your next season. So we want to make sure that we are following tips and tools to be able to heal from the trauma, so we can be free of the trauma so we don't carry it into our next season. Because a lot of it is lack of communication. We want to avoid things. We don't really want to deal with it, or we don't want to accept that it is what it is, because then you have to accept that you are who you are. And we don't want to deal with that truth. But you can't be successful and really have clarity and peace and joy and love unless you are living in truth. Not your truth, the truth. Because everybody feels that their truth is their truth. But we need the truth. We need to be able to look at our truth and then dissect our truth with the truth, so we'll be able to look at ourselves so we don't have to be corrected. But that takes work for us to get there. And correction is actually good. We need that as well. We need someone to pull our coattails sometimes, because we're not always correct. We're not always A1. So it's a process. It's a journey. And we have to be okay with the journey of getting our minds right. It may not feel good, but it's good for you. And you'll find that once you're free from a certain thing, it can't affect you anymore. So when the tests and the trials come, you can actually see it, and it won't impact you. It won't shake you up like it did before. No matter what it is and how tender the scar is, you'll be able to let it fall right off your back and say, not today, Satan. We're not going to play that this time. I'm not weak in that area no more. You'll have to try something else, because that's not going to work. So it is very purposeful in aligning and getting our mind right and really dealing with the things that beset us, the things that we get confused about, the things that we cry about in the midnight hour, the secrets that we hold tight. We don't want to tell anybody, things that we plan on taking to the grave. We don't want to confess to nobody. We need to deal with all of it because it's life. So I just wanted to come on, welcome you back to the Get Your Mind Right podcast, 5 o'clock drop. I so appreciate you tapping in out of your busy schedule just to come by and see what little old me is doing, because it's a new season, it's the new day, and we're going to walk in authority. We're taking back what the enemy has tried to take. We're taking back our life and our love. So I want you to stay encouraged on today and know that what God has for you is for you. No one can take it, no one can copy it. It is for you. So until the next time, be well, be successful, and keep stepping into your purpose.